During our group discussion over the book, The Defining Decade, our group realized that this book serves as a reassuring guide for navigating the uncertainties of young adulthood. A key takeaway we found was that there is no set timeline for success because everyone's journey is unique. And we are not just failures just because we haven't figured everything out yet like others have. Our 20s are a time of growth, and taking proactive steps now can lead us to a more stable future. One of the most relatable topics for us was love and relationships, especially because of the dating culture that happens now in our generation. The book emphasizes long-term compatibility and aligning values with relationship goals. It also highlights career choices and identity capital, which is the skills and experiences we build early on that shape our future. Networking and making connections now can provide us valuable guidance and opportunities later. A fascinating insight is that our brains are still developing in our 20s, impacting our decision making and our mental well being. The author Meg Jay stresses the importance of building good habits early because small choices today can have long lasting effects on our happiness and resilience. The book also reassures us that we do not have to have everything figured out by a certain age. Instead of waiting for life to happen, we need to take action now and make mistakes so we can learn from them. This perspective connects with what we've learned in our coursework about ongoing physical and cognitive development. The book reinforces that life isn't a race and it's actually a journey, and each person's path is different. Ultimately, it leaves us with a sense of peace and confidence, reminding us to embrace the process of self-discovery. Our 20s are a time for exploration, learning, and building a foundation for our future, something to be embraced rather than feared.
In the defining decade, Helen is a 27-year-old woman who feels lost after college, hoping for a sudden revelation to guide her career path. She believes she is experiencing an identity crisis and expects a lightning bolt of intuition to define her future. However, Dr. McJay challenges this approach, advising Helen to focus on building identity capital, the skills, experiences, and networks that lay the foundation for a fulfilling career. Helen takes Jay's advice, starts working in an office admin job, and eventually lands a role as a cinematography assistant in LA. Through hard work and persistence, she begins to see the value of taking action and building connections rather than waiting for a perfect moment. Reflecting on her journey, Helen wishes she had taken more risk earlier, showing us that success comes from actively building our future, not waiting for the right opportunity to find us. Another character, Emma, is in her mid-20s and is stuck in a long-term relationship that she knows isn't right for her future. She stays with her boyfriend out of fear of being alone and uncertainty about making the wrong choice. However, Dr. McJay helps Emma realize that choosing a life partner is one of the most important decisions she will make, as it will shape her future. After reflecting on her relationship, Emma decides to break up with her boyfriend. She understands that staying in an unfulfilling relationship would limit her personal growth and future potential. Her story highlights the importance of being intentional about choosing a partner who aligns with our values and supports our long-term goals.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Wagner. I'm going to be talking about Chapter 1. The decisions you make about your job in your 20s can significantly shape your future, particularly through the concept of identity capital. Our book talked about Helen wanted to go to school for art, but went for pre-med and found that was not her passion. She got a job at a coffee shop and applied and had an interview at a digital animation studio, but was about to make a big mistake due to identity capital. It's essential to explore different roles within your current job to discover what fits you best and aligns with your interests and strengths. I think this is extremely important, especially being in your 20s and even earlier, you think about just making money and not potential growth either. This is a trial and error run in your 20s, such as seeing what is ideal and works for you and failing at times to learn and grow, and that is what shapes us. I really think the assignments we have done throughout this course and through our textbook really aligns back with the book that we read. The assignments we have done in this course aligns with the book we read in many different ways than just one, especially assignment number 7 where we talked about careers and retirement. Our textbook really dug in with talking about families can also affect career choices of their children through the roles that they model, as stated in the textbook. Meg J. talked about choices made in your 20s can have a long-lasting effect on your overall life satisfaction. Therefore, overall, your career can significantly impact a person's life in general, family, etc. So it is important to pick a job that aligns with your career goals and allows you to gain and build on new growth within the company. And this was a major theme that was in the book of Defining Decade by Megan J.
In Chapter 2, Meg J talks about love, saying how 20-somethings should explore various relationships and discover the meaning of love and commitment to them. J recommends not shying away from serious commitments or relationships, but how your 20s should be embracing what comes along with them and discovering what type of relationship fits best for them. Discovering the type of qualities and attributes that one wants in a future partner early on in life can help establish a framework for an ideal partner and an ideal relationship for that person. This can help create meaningful bonds and important relationships moving forward. The 20s are the best time for relationship exploration because of self-exploration rooted within these relationships. Self-exploration within these relationships can make one adapt better to change. Unlike when older adults have to adapt to change, it'll test them. Adapting to change is a perfect time in your 20s. Meg J encourages couples to have clear communications, especially when it comes to cohabitation. Cohabitation is a very, very convenient thing in your 20s, but should not be happening strictly out of convenience. Within the textbook, one specification that is had is that mate selection depends on 3 distinct emotional systems: lust, attraction, and attachment. Attachment theory is the most important part of this, meaning that if we do not have good caregivers in infancy and childhood who are available, responsive, and supportive of our needs, that we have a more adapted attachment and orientations of effective caregiving in adulthood. Being proficient in soliciting social support from our spouses, partners, and family members and friends with confidence can create strong, intimate relationships later on in the future.
In this chapter, Meg J explains how your 20s are a critical time for brain development, particularly in areas related to decision-making, impulse control, and emotional regulation. The prefrontal cortex and limbic system are still maturing, which can lead to impulse behavior and emotional intensity. J emphasizes the importance of making healthy choices for both the brain and the body during this time, as it can significantly impact long-term cognitive function. The chapter encourages young adults to take advantage of the brain's neuroplasticity during this period to build better habits and shape their future selves. This chapter ultimately emphasizes that individuals in their 20s have a unique chance to take responsibility for their cognitive development. Making the most of this time can shape who they become in the future. Because the brain is still developing, the decisions made in your 20s are incredibly powerful. Jay argues that this period is an opportunity to make conscious choices that will help solidify the neural connections that support healthy emotional regulation, good decision-making, and self-control. Aside from our early 20s and having our brain still being developed, Jay talks about how the experiences and choices you make in your 20s, such as relationships, careers, and habits, are crucial for brain development. Your brain is especially malleable in your 20s, meaning that the way you use it during this time can have long-lasting effects on cognitive abilities. Similarly, in our textbook, it notes that cognitive abilities in adulthood are influenced by experiencing and learning. It touches on the concept of neuroplasticity, suggesting that while cognitive functions may peak in young adulthood, they can continue to develop and be shaped by life experiences. This idea of long life learning and adaptation connects to Jay's point about the importance of the choices made in one's 20s.
As a group, we highly enjoyed reading this book and felt that everyone should read it. It helps you understand that your 20s are important, but that you are not alone. It encourages action and self-reflection, emphasizing that the decisions made in your 20s are meaningful and not temporary. It's about being purposeful, embracing personal growth, and recognizing that this decade is one of the most crucial and shaping times for success, happiness, and identity. The book provides valuable insights into navigating challenges, finding balance, and pursuing your passions. It highlights the importance of resilience and learning from both successes and setbacks. It's a reminder that personal growth isn't a linear journey. Instead, it's full of twists and turns that ultimately shape who you become. Furthermore, it offers a sense of comfort, reminding readers that they're not alone in their struggles and that others are likely experiencing similar emotions, doubts, and moments of uncertainty. We each had our own personal reflections as seen here. We can see that no matter who you are, you can take something important from Meg J's book. Whether you're someone who's just starting out in your 20s or someone reflecting on where they've been, the book speaks to universal themes of growth, identity, and purpose. Each of us found parts of the book that resonated deeply with our own experiences and challenges. In reflecting on our own journeys, we realized that while the specifics of our experiences may differ, we all share the desire to make the most of this crucial time in our lives. Meg J's insights serve as a reminder that no matter where you are on your path, you have the power to shape your future through the decisions you make today. Reading this book offers a sense of empowerment, urging us to take control of our lives and make intentional choices that will pave the way for your fulfilling future. It also encourages us to embrace the lessons that come with each phase of life, helping us build a foundation for long-term happiness and success. Ultimately, the book serves as both a guide and a companion during a period of life that can often feel overwhelming, which reminds us that the most important thing is to be authentic and true to ourselves.